Hey everyone, it's Albie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm in another location at my grandma's house. It's getting really cold out and my hair was looking a hot mess, so I had to wash it. So I don't want to look like Rose at the end of Titanic. So we're inside today. But I'm going to do my November TBR. I am going to keep it a little short like I've done the last couple months because I don't like long TBRs. I find them to be encumbering. I made up a word probably. I find them to be intimidating, and it makes me not want to read because I feel like I'm failing if I don't read books that I put on a list. I guess at this point I'm identified as a mood reader, I guess. But yeah, I have some books and we'll go over them. So a few of these are arcs, and I'll let you know. I just think for like legal reasons you have to say they're arcs. But the first one is an arc. It's a historical romance by an indie author. I had no clue that this was book 3 in the series. To me it reads as a standalone. I guess I read it as a standalone since I read book 3 first. It is A Rose Grows in Brooklyn by Jenny B. Moore. It was really lovely. So I was sent the arc sort of really on a whim. The author, I think, had just released her cover reveal for the book, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to put a picture in here, of course. Now, I will say the title does have a pun of the iconic and lovely book by Betty Smith, The Tree Grows in Brooklyn. It's a wonderful classic. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend you do. It's just a really lovely story. It has that really fun family dynamic, although it's a little sad, but it's sort of like if you enjoy like Little Women and stories sort of about family and overcoming obstacles together, I think it's a really great book. There's a really wonderful Christmas scene in that book as well. There is a movie that was, I think, produced in the 40s that follows the book fairly well, and it's nice too. But A Rose Grows in Brooklyn, it's a historical romance that features a hero that is, I believe, half Asian. I think he's half Japanese. So that was really cool. And the setting is New York City, Brooklyn in 1901. Y'all know I absolutely love historicals that are set in America. I really enjoy the Edwardian and Gilded Age. That's probably my favorite like moment in American history. I don't really love like Outlanders, like during the Revolutionary War and a little bit before that and after, but I really love that Gilded Age, Edwardian age. So like Titanic, the first season of Downton Abbey would be considered Edwardian, and then it moves into the World War I in the 20s. But some classics that I also love in that period I think her name's Edith Wharton, The Age of Innocence. That is a wonderful book. If you're one that's sort of intimidated by classics, pick up The Age of Innocence. It doesn't read as a classic. I was an English major, but I definitely like to read more, like I call them like junk food books, and that book wasn't intimidating at all. It didn't feel like too wordy or like heavy to understand or anything. It was just a really interesting story. A little bit similar to Cruel Intentions, although Cruel Intentions is based on, what's that? Oh, it's a movie too with Glenn Close. It's not The Age of Innocence. That one's, I'll try to remember it and put it in here so I don't diverge too much. But yeah, we were talking about a rose blooms in Brooklyn, and set in the Edwardian era. Just a fun romance I'm really looking forward to. I just watched one of Jen's new video, aka The Book Refuge, and she was saying she's really excited for Aaron Langston's new book. And it's like a Christmas novella, and I think the book is Forever My Rogue. It's been a lot of people's favorites for this year. And anyway, Jen was saying, like, if you find an independent historical author, try to support them. She kind of went on a little platform about trying to help support them because they're not really getting a lot of love in the big markets right now, which is unfortunate, which is also kind of weird because of Bridgerton. But at this point, Bridgerton's like off of people's minds because it's been so long since we've had a season. So maybe with season 3 allegedly coming out the first or second week of February, it'll revive that excitement for historicals. Who knows? But yeah, try to support indies where you can. Try to find indie authors that you really like. There's been so many that I've loved, and I just really want to support them and work with them, and hopefully one day I'll get to be an indie author as well. So yeah, this was a really fun book. What I've read so far, I have started it, but I'm excited to see how it goes. All right, the next one is another arc. It's by Maggie Sims. I forgot this series. It's part of, I was a little confused. So this is an arc I was sent. I can't show a picture of it, I don't think, because the picture is getting changed. There's a whole thing where this novella was going to be part of like a big something or other, and that something or other fell apart. I don't know, it's not my story to tell. But anyway, I was sent the arc of that novella. That is just going to be a singular novella. I think it's part of her series that I read before, where it's like Athea and Persephone and something like that. This is Helens House. It is a sapphic historical romance. It is set like in the Victorian era. It is, I think, teetering on the erotica genre, but I don't think it goes that far, just because it's novella length. And I do like that I know that the heroine or the heroines, because it is sapphic, are both older. One is, I think, in her like 33, and the other one I think is like mid 40s. I know she has like graying hair, but you can have graying hair in your teens, really. I think she's like a widower. So I think she's like a little bit older. So that's exciting to have that representation. I love to read romances where the heroine is older. Specifically, I really enjoy widow romances. I don't know why, but I really like those kind of stories. I guess because like in the historical lens, they had a little bit more freedom. So that's always interesting to see. Okay. The next book I have on my TBR, I really need to read it this month because December's going to come and it's going to be Christmas novella mania and other things. So I am going to read, even if I have to like force myself, which I don't. It's kind of funny, but I'm going to try to read, or I will read. It Happened One Autumn by Lisa Kleypas. I don't know what I'm waiting on. I have the ebook version, so my version is edited. That's all I know. Brandy and Justine were telling me basically what I missed out. I know there's like a scene with like some fruit that's dipped in wine, and it's I don't even think it's gray area consent. I don't know. I feel like you have to be so like super litigious, is that a word? With heroines and where alcohol is involved, and scenes with some whoopee afterward. I think you have to be really careful nowadays, I guess. Even with the men, like everyone's like complaining like Simon was essayed in The Duke and I. So I guess he was. I don't really remember. Was he? I think he was intoxicated. I don't know. It's always, it's a little different. You know, it's like when, it's not like, what was that? Days of Our Lives. Like the priest character is like essayed by Kristen. And that was definitely like, you know, some essay. In the Simon thing, you know, it's a whole other thing to get into. But Happened One Autumn, that's on my list. The next one, I want to read a cozy mystery. I bought a ton recently, so I want to pick one of those. I don't really have one in mind. I don't want to lock it down. So it's sort of like a TBR of a subgenre or genre. And I'm not locking right down to a specific book. It's just I have like, at this point, like 40 or 30 that I can pick from. So I can just sort of like mood read, but with intention. So maybe that's what I do. Maybe I'm a mood reader with intentions. All right. The next book I have on my list is Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. It is a Christmas novel. I'm excited for it. I really am. I loved Window Shopping, so I have high hopes for this one. The review for this one won't happen until Vlogmas, so Vlogmas will start December 1st. I am hoping to record the 1st through 24th, but I'm not going to like harm myself by trying to accomplish that goal. But I would like to read this book just because it's going to be one of the longer Christmas novels to review for Vlogmas, and I'd like to have it up, I think, before Christmas. So I'll probably do like, probably this will be like December 4th would be when this would go up, because I'll do my, first would be TBR, second would be wrap up, third would be November favorites, and the fourth would, I think, be this one. So December 4th, hopefully we'll have Wreck the Halls. All right, and the last one is another arc. I assume I'm getting it. The emails for this author don't really work for me. Like, I'll just have like a random thing like, hey, don't forget, reviews are due tomorrow. I'm like, what? And like all the time, they always go into the spam. So Against the Odds by Brittany Kelly. It's part of the Wilmington football team series. I did Against the Clock, I always say Against the Wall, but I'll find them. But I really love the first one. The second one is good as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I know Brittany Kelly was like sad because the book is short. I'm like, thank the Lord, because I cannot with like these 500-page romance novels. I really prefer something, unless it's historical, nothing over 400, please. I will make exceptions, but like I almost bought Pucking Around. I think that's the title. It's like 800 pages. And I'm like, unless there is a lovely scene where they're all going to Walgreens to get her some cranberry pills and some McDonald's afterward, it's not realistic, y'all. So yeah, I've gone on way too many tangents. But yeah, this is my November TBR. I definitely have some more I could add, but like I'm gonna just keep it open so I can add them later. Well, everyone, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I'll see y'all soon for another video. Bye, everyone.